Movements against outsiders, with special reference to Assam. In the last part of 1970s, secessionist movement began in Assam. On 7th April 1979, the United Liberation Front of Assam was formed in the historic Ranghar of Shivsagar. The main aim of this outfit was to free Assam from the exploitation of central government through armed revolution. In 1982-83, another armed organization was formed in Tejpur. It was called Assam People's Liberation Army. In 1985, this organization merged with United Liberation Front of Assam, which was very strong in the decade of 1980. The United Liberation Front of Assam never called itself a secessionist organization. According to them, Assam was never a part of India. The chairperson of United Liberation Front of Assam and others also admitted it. In 1991, some members of the group surrendered, responding to the appeal of the then Chief Minister Hiteshwar Shoikia. At present, a number of senior United Liberation Front of Assam leaders, including various chairpersons, negotiating with the central government. A peace process is going on with this group, while other faction led by some other groups also till date continues their armed struggle. United Liberation Front of Assam is now renamed as Independent United Liberation Front of Assam. Since independence, large-scale migration has changed the demographic structure of Assam. During independence, the population density of Assam was very low. Hence, to live in these available lands, people migrated from other states as well as from Nepal and Bangladesh. Most of these people came for livelihood opportunities. Due to this migration, Assam's people or population density gradually became very high. Due to the increase in migration and illegal immigration, the local people, the state, are in danger of losing political power and livelihood opportunities. Migrants' issue has been taken a dangerous form in the many northeastern states. It is becoming a very big problem, particularly in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and Tripura. An important movement against illegal immigration was started by all Assam Students' Union from 1979 to 1985. The leaders of this movement felt that massive illegal immigration is continuing from Bangladesh. If the flaws of these people are not checked soon, the local people will be turned into minority in their own home. While the movement was started against all migrants, later its target shifted to mainly the illegal immigrants from Bangladesh. This movement had an economic aspect from the very beginning. Despite the presence of natural resources like oil, tea, coal, economic condition of majority of people of the state are not sound. According to the leaders of the movement, the central government has been exploiting these resources and not given anything to Assam in return. Loyalty paid by the state was very less. The movement against immigrants was started in 1979. All Assam Student Union is a non-political student organization. The leaders of the organization started a movement against illegal immigration. Dominance of Bengali speaking and other some like defective voters lists. According to the organization, the voters list has included the name of a few lakhs of Bangladeshi people who migrated to Assam illegally. They want all immigrants who came to Assam after 1951 should be sent back. This movement got support from almost all sections of the people. Groups of various organizations like Assam Gana Porishad, Assam Gana Sangram Porishad, Assam Jatiyatavadi Yuva Porishad, and others had extended full support to this movement. While the movement was largely democratic and non-violent, at times it became violent. More than 600 people lost their lives in this movement and many became invalid for life. After 6 years of movement, the historic Assam Accord was signed between the All Assam Student Union leaders and Rajiv Gandhi's central government on 15th August 1985. According to this accord, the immigrants who entered Assam after 25th March 1971 will be deported under the Foreigners Act 1946. The base year was 1st January 1966. This non-political movement brought significant change to the politics of Assam. The leaders of the movement formed a regional party called Assam Gana Porishad. In 1985, this party came to power after winning the assembly election. But the immigration problem is yet to be solved. Assam Gana Porishad was formed in 1985 in Assam. Unlike most other regional parties, Assam Gana Porishad was not formed on the basis of any particular language or religion. Its formation is somewhat unique. As we have discussed already about All Assam Student Union, our starting lines. All Assam Student Union started a movement against outsiders, and finally it turned into Assam Gana Porishad. All Assam Student Union believed illegal immigration will threaten the identity of the local people. This movement continued for 6 long years, and finally in 1985 the Assam Accord was signed between Indian government and the All Assam Student Union leaders. Due to Assam movement, assembly elections could not be held in the time in Assam. After the signing of Assam Accord, it was declared that elections will be held. Some leaders of All Assam Student Union and others who were associated with the Assam movement came together and formed the Assam Gana Porishad. Actually, the main objectives of Assam Gana Porishad were like stop illegal immigration to Assam, identification and deportation of illegal immigrants living in Assam, safeguard the Assamese identity from extinction, give Assam equal support like other states in case of economy and other issues, building 2 new bridges on Brahmaputra for better transportation. Some others like establishment of 2 central universities and an Indian Institute of Technology in Assam, setting up a Kalakshetra, provided for starting the work of fencing of Assam and Bangladesh border. Success and failure, which was really hampered the situation. Assam Gana Porishad won majority in elections held in 1985, and student leaders Prafulla Kumar Mahanta formed the government. But in 1991, this party lost the election and had to sit in the opposition. In 1996, this party came together with some other parties and formed a government. Prafulla Kumar Mahanta again became the chief minister. In the same year, this party won 5 seats in the Lok Sabha and was a part of the coalition that formed government in the center. But by this time there was internal conflict in the party, and this made the party weak. As a result, the party could not win any seats in Lok Sabha elections held in 1998, 1999. Even in state assembly elections, the party was defeated badly. In 2003, the leadership of the party was handed over to Brindaban Goswami. Then the party gained some of its lost popularity. In the Lok Sabha elections of 2004, the Assam Gana Porishad Party won 2 seats. Due to continued internal conflict, the party performed very badly in 2006 and 2011 state assembly elections. The party failed to get single seat in the election 2014, especially Lok Sabha election. So these movements which we discussed in our early class and today are very efficient, and they change the political system more or less in various states. Apart from the mentioned movements which we already discussed, the regional aspiration in India has been reflected in many other movements. For example, Tamil Nadu's Dravidian movement, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana's movement of for formation of Vidarbha state, Sikkim's democratic movement, Gao movement, etc. In 1960, under the leadership of E.V. Ramaswamy Nekar, the DMK started a movement for a separate sovereign country of Tamil Nadu. Nekar, popularly known as Periyar, opposed the dominance of Brahmins and hegemony of Hindi language and North Indians. The movement started by him is called Dravidian movement. But later, the party gave up the demand for the sovereign nation. In 1956, when a separate state was formed for all Telugu-speaking people, some special provisions were included for the people of Telangana region. But these provisions were not implemented. As a result, the people of this region demanded a separate Telangana state. Under the leadership of Chenna Reddy, a political party called Telangana Praja Samiti was formed. In 1971, a treaty was signed between Chenna Reddy and India's Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. According to this treaty, the party joined Congress, but later it left again. Due to the continued demand for a separate Telangana state, the Congress government of Andhra Pradesh appealed to the center on 30 July 2013 to make Telangana a separate state. The center responded to this demand and formed a group of ministers led by the Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde in the month of August. Based on the recommendations of this group of ministers, the cabinet passed a resolution for a separate Telangana state on 3rd October 2013. The Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Bill 2004 was drafted, but this bill was defeated in Andhra Pradesh State Assembly on 30th January 2014. This Telangana bill was finally passed in the Lok Sabha on 18th February 2014. After this, the bill was passed in Rajya Sabha through voice vote after debate and discussion. Finally, the bill got President's assent and was finally passed. Telangana became the 29th state of India on 22nd June 2014. Telangana state, from a bird's eye view, like Telangana is India's 29th state. For the next 10 years, Hyderabad would be the common capital of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Telangana's area with the population of 3.5 crores, the governor of Andhra Pradesh will continue to function as the governor of Telangana for a period fixed by the president. Telangana has 17 Lok Sabha seats. The number of the state assembly seats in Telangana is 119. Telangana State Council has maximum 40 seats. Till a separate high court is established for Andhra Pradesh, the two states will have a common high court. Talking about other movements like Sikkim, at the time of independence, Sikkim was not a part of India. However, Sikkim was not completely a sovereign state also. India dealt with the security and the external affairs of Sikkim, and the internal affairs were in the hands of Sikkim's King Chogyal. Under the leadership of Kazi, started a movement for democracy in Sikkim. He is the founder of the Sikkim Praja Mandal. In 1962, he formed the Sikkim National Congress and started a movement for merging Sikkim with India. In the first democratic election held in 1974, Sikkim's National Congress won a large number of seats. In April 1975, the Sikkim State Assembly passed a resolution for making Sikkim a part of India. A plebiscite was organized on this resolution and Sikkim became India's 22nd state. Although India achieved freedom from British imperialism in 1947, the Portuguese did not give up the control on Goa and Daman and Diu. Portuguese denied the people of Goa from citizenship's right. Hence, the people of Goa started a movement for establishing democracy. In this movement, the socialist form of Maharashtra extended their support to the people of Goa. Finally, in 1961, India sent army to free Goa from the control of the Portugal. Goa, Daman and Diu became the union territory of India. However, the problem of Goa did not end here. Apart from Maharashtravadi, Gomantak party wanted a party of Goa to merge with Maharashtra. However, majority of the people of Goa wished to have Goa identity and the Konkani language to be protected. Hence, they wanted a separate state of Goa. These people were led by the United Goa Party. In 1967, the central government held an opinion poll to look into whether the people wanted to be a part of Maharashtra. In this poll, majority voted against becoming the part of Maharashtra. Finally, Goa got status of separate state in 1987. Hence, in India, all movements of regional aspiration was not violent and secessionist. Many such movements were peaceful and showed like a way of peace. Regional demands and unity in diversity. Regional movements in different parts of the country prove that the principle of unity in diversity is strongly working in India. Firstly, we can say that regional aspiration is an important part of democracy. India is the world's largest democracy, hence, for the success of India's democracy, India faced the challenge of regional aspirations efficiently. Secondly, the best way to face in regional aspiration is through peaceful discussion. Violent suppression of such movements may weaken the country's unity and integrity. In third way, we can say, thirdly, regional aspirations can be fulfilled through the division and decentralization of power. Every region plays an important role in the development of the country. Hence, regional parties must play an important role in the state and central government. Fourthly, we can say regional imbalance in case of economic development leads to discrimination among regions. Hence, the central government must give importance to uniform economic development of the regions. So that's all for today's class. Aaj ke chutti.